for joining us. Thank you for the reciprocation there. My name is Idris. I'm a co-founder and chief marketing officer of Oakland Roots and Soul Sports Club. It's really an honor to stand here in the heart of Chinatown, one of Oakland's most vibrant, historic, and resilient neighborhoods, to celebrate the power of art, collaboration, and what's possible when people come together around a shared purpose. Today's unveiling marks the start of United Against Hate Week, a moment when cities across California recommit to rejecting division and choosing connection and love. And here in Oakland, we know that the most powerful response to hate is unity. Unity through culture, through creativity, and community. That's what this mural is about today. This project was born from a belief that art is more than just a paint on a wall. It can tell stories, it can bridge communities, and serve as a living declaration of how we can live together and what we can stand for. I want to begin by thanking many partners who made this possible today, from Service West, the San Jose Sharks, California vs. Hate, Toishan Benevolent Association, the Oakland Ballers, and so many more who made this a reality. Including the building owner who graciously offered this wall for a canvas to spread a message for something bigger than all of us. And of course, very special thank you to the luminaries whose artistry has really transformed the mural at 10th and Jackson into a space of reflection, celebration, and hope. The mural, titled "Together We Rise," is a visual love letter to Oakland. At its base, Lake Merritt grounds us, a symbol of connection and culture, flowing through the heart of the city. Rising from the water is the Oakness dragon, inspired by Chinese mythology and Oakland folklore, not as a creature of fear, but as a protector, carrying the strength and stories of our people. As it climbs, the dragon weaves through Chinatown's iconic symbols, gates, lanterns, and paper cranes, honoring the generations who built and shaped this neighborhood. Woven into its body is the iconic mosaic pattern from our Oakland Roots and Soul crest, celebrating the diversity that defines this community. At the bottom of the mural, we have the words "Together We Rise," anchoring the piece, a call to unity that transcends language and culture and background. This mural is truly more than art. It's a promise that Oakland will always stand united against hate, that we will celebrate our cultures and one another, and that our future is something we will continue to build together, not separate. And with this spirit in mind, it's my honor to introduce someone who embodies the creativity, resilience, and heart of the city. Jay Walt is a Grammy-considered artist, poet, and proud Oakland native whose music has been featured on national platforms and who has shared stages with hip-hop legends. Through his art, activism, he continues to uplift the community that we all live in and inspire the next generation. Please join me in welcoming Jay Walt for a special performance to commemorate this occasion.
Thank you, Idris. Oakland, how y'all feeling? Yeah, y'all good? Well, I want to say thank you again for having me. This is truly an honor to be able to be here, especially within the beautiful neighborhood within Chinatown. I went to high school not too far from here, so it always feels good to just be back within the community. So I wrote a spoken word piece specifically for this event. It's been a minute since I wrote poetry. But that's my roots. I went to Oakland School for the Arts, for the Literary Arts Department, where I wrote a lot of poetry. And I wrote a lot of spoken word, and that was kind of what helped me get into hip-hop. Now I'm known as a hip-hop artist, but I wanted to get back to my roots within spoken word. So this is about this piece and about the day. They say hate can't be seen, but it shows up anyway. In a look, in a word that cuts deep, in a space that suddenly doesn't feel safe. But we don't turn our backs. We don't look away. We rise. We speak. We act. Right here in Oakland, the town where roots run deep and the people don't flinch where things get hard. We turn struggle into strength. We turn courage into connection. Every voice, every story, every soul pushes back against hate. Every act of courage sends a ripple through our communities. Love louder than fear, and unity taller than hate. We lift up the ones targeted, stand with the unseen, build spaces where people can breathe without fear trailing behind them. Hate tries to divide, but it can't hide from the truth that's loud. Connection is our shield, care is our weapon, listening is our resistance. We name hate so we can end it. We report it so we can stop it. We refuse to let fear define us. We refuse to let hate win. So when the world tries to make you small, when it feels like the odds are stacked, remember this. You are not alone. We rise together, we stand together, and together, hate does not stand a chance. Thank you.
Thank you, Jay Walt. Our next guest and speaker is FX from Service West. I'd like to welcome FX to the podium.
Thank you, Idris. Good morning, everybody. Such a lovely morning for a special occasion. My name is FX Vignoles from Service West, a furniture installation business rooted right here in the city of Oakland and a proud partner of the Oakland Roots. I'm a multi-generational Bay Area native. My wife, Brianna, and I are now raising our 2 daughters here in Oakland. We're raising our family as well as the Service West family here because we believe in what this city embodies: innovation, community, and resilience. These are shared values between this city, this team, and our company. As a family-owned business, Service West has always been about more than office furniture. It's about building spaces where people connect and ideas grow. That's why we're so proud to have moved our headquarters to Oakland a few weeks ago. This mural represents exactly that, Oakland's roots and soul. It reminds us that when we invest in art, in people, and in place, we're building something lasting together. To the artists, to the Roots and Soul family, and to this incredible community, thank you for inspiring us and reminding us why Oakland is the perfect place to call home. Thank you. And with that, I'll introduce Councilmember Charlene Wang.
All right, I'm gonna lower this mic. Hey everyone, thank you so much for coming out for this event, for all the partners that were involved in putting this together, for this amazing mural that's up. Many folks know that the reason that I ran for this seat is because, this community needs some love. And this is exactly the example of that. I think as an Asian American, one of the defining experiences that we have is actually a feeling of loneliness and an uncertainty that our issues are going to be cared for by the wider community. It's a feeling of invisibility. I have spent much of my career fighting on behalf of disadvantaged communities, of people of all color, but I think there's always kind of a feeling of, will anybody care about the issues about my community? And this event, this effort, shows exactly that Oakland does not do that. And Oakland steps up to the plate. And I see all the people in the audience. This is not just, it's not just one skin color. This is such a fabric that defines our great city. And I could not be more moved and thankful. Because Oakland's Chinatown, truthfully, was the epicenter of troubling assaults and hate crimes that happened on our seniors. The fear continues to today, but we're turning things around. And yes, I want to acknowledge the shameful incidents, but this is such an example of how the good people, people who do not have hate, and are also standing in opposition what we see at the federal level. The hate that we see disseminating from the highest of office, we stand in contrast to that. So all that to say, I want to just thank you all. Thank you for the partners, everyone in the audience, for being in here and for being in solidarity with this, not only the Chinese American and Oakland's Chinatown, but every single community here that has felt that hate. Thank you so much. I want to introduce the next speaker, which is Senator Jesse Edegin. He's doing a fantastic job. Jesse?
Well, good morning. I'm happy to be here as we kick off Unite Against Hate Week here in Oakland, Chinatown, because we know over the last several years since the pandemic, this has been an epicenter of anti-Asian hate. And I want to thank the work of Stuart Chen and our safety ambassadors who every single day patrol the streets of Chinatown to keep our businesses and residents safe. But we are here to say that hate has no place here in Chinatown, has no place in Oakland, has no place in California or the United States. And as a founding member of the first annual Unite Against Hate Week 8 years ago, it's an honor to be here to kick off the 8th annual Unite Against Hate Week, to be part of this mural unveiling of this incredible mural, Together We Rise. When I was the mayor of Berkeley in 2017, Berkeley became ground zero for far-right agitators. We literally had neo-Nazis marching on the streets of Berkeley. And many of the same people that marched in our streets in an attempt to provoke and intimidate the community also went on to participate in deadly rallies in Charlottesville, and 4 years later in the attack on the U.S. Capitol on January 6, 2021. In response, my office worked with community members and organizations to come up with our own movements. We wanted to fight hate with love. We wanted to fight violence with peace. We wanted to fight ignorance with education. And so what started out in a simple poster campaign, and these are the posters that we got broadly throughout Oakland, Berkeley, and all over the Bay Area, became viral with homes on every block proudly displaying the message that we stand united against hate. And every year since then, the movement has gotten bigger and bigger. And in recent years, many of those hate groups dispersed and many individuals arrested, although the president has pardoned those people, including the insurrectionists on January 6th. Yet we all know what happened earlier this year. He, once again, pardoned the very criminals who are now emboldened, seeking vengeance and retribution to attack people throughout our country and to attack the very foundation of our democracy. You seem to look at social media and see the sea of hate with people praising Trump, believing that because of his actions, they have a free pass, even an obligation to push forward an agenda of hate. We know that Oakland, this is not the Oakland way, this is not the California way, and it's certainly not the American way. So we stand with our immigrant communities, our LGBTQ plus communities, our Jewish and Muslim communities. Everyone is welcome here. Everyone is entitled to basic human decency. But it's sad, but it's not unsurprising that when you elect a racist bigot like Donald Trump, that racism and bigotry will also increase. And that's why I believe it's our responsibility to collectively push back and to say no to hate and to embrace diversity, because we know that our diversity makes our community stronger. I'm amazed at the incredible work that many volunteers and organizations have done to continue to expand this Unite Against Hate movement. To see it grow from a small localized campaign into a nationwide movement is a testament both to the power of local communities rising up against hate and the need to combat growing hate crimes through compassion, through dialogue, and through education. It gives me hope that despite the dark and troubling times that we face, the storm will pass and the sun will shine again. So thank you to the Oakland Roots, thank you to Oakland Soul, the Oakland Ballers, the San Jose Sharks for your involvement. As beloved sports teams, our community looks up to you and you are leading by example. Thank you to Not in Our Town and California Against Hate for building upon the work that we started 8 years ago in transforming Unite Against Hate Week into a statewide movement. And thank you to the community members and the organizations for your engagement to ensure that hate will never win in our communities. We have a lot of work to do, but I'm confident that with our collective efforts, we can create a better tomorrow and a safer California. With that, I want to bring up Stuart Chen, an incredible leader here in Chinatown from the Chinatown Improvement Council, to say a few words. Thank you very much.
Hey guys, my name is Stuart Chen. I run the Oakland Chinatown Improvement Council. That's the banner sitting over there. Welcome to my community. Welcome to our community. Welcome to Chinatown. 大家好，本人庄景正。今天为什么我们在这里？因为我们的 Senator 二院呢，8年前做了一个 United Against Hate of All Forms， 所以我们大家是来参加那个 mural。I have a prepared speech, but I think I will can that. Chinatown community, next to Fruitvale District, has the highest concentration of immigrants. Look around you. We have 80-year-old, 70-year-old. They patrol Chinatown day in, day out for the past 4 years. And if they can do it, all of us can. But yet, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, the anti-Asian hate sentiment grew and expanded, and we were targeted. So I want to thank Senator Aragon, Councilmember Wang, for the support that this community needs. I wear many hats, but today I wear 2 very important hats. First, along with my board member, we are the condo owners of the mural where it's going to be painted on. So thank you, guys. This building could use that iconic dragon. Dragon symbolizes unity, strength, and peace. So thank you very much. And second role I'm wearing today is the Chinatown Improvement Council. This community, we provide the safety, the cleanliness, along with the mayor's office. Carlos is here. Raise your hand, Carlos. He is late, but thank you, guys. So let's have a fun week. I can't wait to show off that dragon. 谢谢大家. And next speaker is one that I have the recent opportunity to meet, an incredible artist, the person that we're here to celebrate this great mural. From Illuminaris, Tim Han.
Hi, good morning. Thanks for having us. My name is Tim Han. This is Ramali Lysoden, who is also part of 4 of us in the Luminaries. My grandma immigrated here from Hong Kong in 1965, and I've been running around Oakland and Berkeley ever since. And we are just a result of the Bay Area, the strong Bay Area graffiti culture, which impressed upon us, putting our voice out there. And once we matured and became adults, we wanted to just change all these blank walls to inspire youth, to inspire people, and to put a smile on people's faces. So we are super happy to be here. And we don't like to say too much about what this mural represents because we want you to draw from it what you can. But something real quick, Ramali has something to say about his part in it.
Good morning, everybody. As far as the mural goes, the dragon represents, of course, strength and honor within the people in the community. And it rising out of the water represents rising over adversity and over hate. And also to tie in the different cultures, we wrote different languages at the bottom of the mural, and we painted a panther within the shoulder armor of the dragon to tie in the Black Panther community.
Also, one thing that I kind of liked about this and tying in with the Oakland roots was that, you know, it's rising out of the water, and water represents life, but also the roots of the trees. I don't know if you know this, but the roots actually seek out water. So when the roots are in the ground, they're able to find where the water source is. Then it draws the water up to strengthen the body of the tree, right? So there's a lot going on here in this mural that we hope you guys find meaning in. Thanks for having us. Next up, we have Justin Locke from Not In Our Town.
Good morning, Oakland. My name is Justin Locke. I'm the executive director of Not In Our Town. It's just such a powerful sight to see all of our community in all its diversity come together in this way. Today, we unveil this mural. We're not just revealing art on a wall. We're revealing the spirit, the strength, and the unity of a city, a state, a community that refuses to be divided by hate. This mural that we're gathered here today to celebrate stands as a symbol of what we can do when we face fear with hope, when we turn division into dialogue, and when we lift one another up across lines of difference. It tells, as we just heard from the artist, the story of Oakland, a story of resilience, of creativity, a story that is unafraid to lead, something that we need now in these times. United Against Hate Week began as a small spark back in 2017 with just 13 communities across the Bay Area standing up together the following year in 2018. That spark has now grown into a movement that reaches far and wide. Today, over 200 communities, school districts, community groups, and community organizations, towns, and cities are part of this movement that we call United Against Hate Week. We see it in Brisbane, California, where neighbors are organizing arts events and conversations. We see it in Albany and Sunnyvale, where students are leading anti-hate projects in their schools and places of education. We see it at the highest levels of local and city leadership, such as the San Francisco Board of Supervisors, where a proclamation has been advanced this week in honor of United Against Hate Week and as a citywide call for unity. We see it in leaders like those leaders behind me in their commitments, and other leaders such as the District Attorney of San Francisco, Brooke Jenkins, who is using her voice to speak out boldly and unabashedly against hate and violence, reassuring victims of hate crimes that they will receive the attention, vigilance, and care of that office. From Pasadena, where residents are walking side by side in a United Against Hate Unity Walk, to Paris, California, where the community is celebrating a Barrio Fiesta for unity, to right here in Oakland, where we are transforming walls into messages of strength and belonging. This movement is growing because of you. This movement is growing because of us. But United Against Hate Week does not end when the week is over. The real work, the beating heart of this movement lives right here in our local communities. It lives in how we treat one another, in how we show up for our neighbors, and how we make our schools and streets safe for everyone. This year is also a milestone movement for Not in Our Town. It marks the 30th anniversary of the organization. The moment that inspired United Against Hate Week, born right here in the Bay Area, as Senator Arguin mentioned, came after communities stood up to hate in 2017 with white nationalist and extremist rallies in the city of Berkeley. For 3 decades, Not in Our Town has helped towns and cities across America take a stand to tell their stories and build lasting change, from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, to Cook County in Illinois, to right here in California. And today, as we look at this mural, we are reminded that this story is still being written, it is still being drawn, it is still being painted, it is still being sung by young people, by educators, by local leaders, by every person who refuses to give hate the last word. So let this mural be more than paint on bricks. Let it be a promise that Oakland will always rise together, that our differences make us stronger, and that unity is our greatest act of defiance. Thank you for being part of this movement. Let's keep going, not just for this week, but for every week, not just in this neighborhood, but in every neighborhood across the city that chooses love over hate. Thank you so much, and thank you for our hosts and the leaders behind me for making this day possible. And with that, I'd like to introduce Chris Shea of the San Jose Sharks to take the podium.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Chris Shea, and I'm proud to represent Shark Sports and Entertainment and the Oakland Ice Center, a cornerstone of Oakland's community fabric for nearly 3 decades. It is an honor to stand here today as well as to unveil Together We Rise, a mural that beautifully captures the power of unity, culture, and resilience that defines Oakland. This piece by the luminaries reminds us that art, like sport, has the power to bring people together, to inspire, and to heal. For us at the Sharks and Oakland Ice Center, community connection is at the heart of what we do. Through our Teal Together initiative, we partner with local artists to create murals across the Bay Area, each one a tribute to the people, the spirit, and the stories that make our region special. And we couldn't be prouder that we are allowed to support this beautiful art piece along with our great sports and art partners. The Oakland Ice Center isn't just an ice rink, it's a community hub that welcomes more than 400,000 visitors a year to the heart of Oakland and provides over 5,000 free skating opportunities for the students from the Oakland Unified School District. It's truly where kids lace up for the first time, families come together, champions train, teams play hockey, and neighbors from every background share in the joy of the ice. This very evening here in downtown, I'm thrilled to share that we're honoring Oakland's very own and defending world champion Alyssa Liu with a banner in her honor inside the Oakland Ice Center. It is these stories that we hope tell the world as she gets ready to compete at Nationals and then likely the Olympics this coming February about our town. As we launch United Against Hate Week, we stand shoulder to shoulder with our great partners, the City of Oakland, Oakland Roots, Oakland Soul, Oakland Ballers, Service West, California vs. Hate, the Toishan Benevolent Association, to reaffirm that when we come together, we rise together. It's a message that we need now more than ever. And with that, it is my pleasure and privilege to introduce Tamika Moss, California Business, Commerce, Consumer Services, and Housing Agency Secretary for our closing remarks. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chris. Good morning. How y'all doing? I know it's a lot of us up here talking at you, so I want to give y'all a round of applause for standing against hate this morning. Give it to yourselves now. We certainly can't do this work without you. I am so honored to be here to celebrate our 8th annual United Against Hate Week with all of you. Thank you to all of our speakers and all that it takes to put something like this together. The Oakland Roots, Not in Our Town, the Toishan Toishan Chinatown Association for helping to make this event possible. My name is Tamika Moss, and I serve as the Secretary of our California Business, Consumer Services, and Housing Agency. It's a mouthful, y'all. But essentially, our work represents both our California versus Hate initiative as well as the California Civil Rights Department, all a part of our agency on behalf of California. And as you've already heard from all of these amazing speakers, United Against Hate Week isn't just about a week in action. It's about all of us committing together to build stronger, more resilient communities for everyone. And as the head of BCSH, which is just easier to say, I can tell you that our state and our governor are deeply committed to the fight against hate in all of its forms. I live just down the corner. Even though I represent the state, the town is my home. And so to be able to be with you all in the town, kicking off United Against Hate Week is just a pure personal privilege. Because hate is not limited to just one week. You just heard Justin talk about that. And it's also not limited to just one community. Hate harms everyone. And that's why the United Against Hate Week is about coming together. Everyone, did y'all see the young people who were here with us for a moment? This is a multi-generational effort, right? And I'm so hopeful because as difficult as the times that we are in are, I am encouraged by the unity, the solidarity that we all have together in this space. And so whether it is our California versus Hate, that our Stop the Hate program, the work our governor, the legislature, our attorney general, and everyone is doing in our state, Senator Eric Gain, who has been a friend and colleague for many years, it's this rich tapestry that represents the brilliance of California, and it's our job to protect it. So I want to thank each and every one of you who has joined us today, whether in person or virtually, because we know hate isn't going anywhere, y'all. And we also know that far too many people are afraid to speak out. In fact, just last week, our Civil Rights Department shared some results of a statewide survey. And in that survey, folks, 3.1 million Californians experienced hate in 2024. Let that sit for a second. Not hundreds, not thousands, but millions. So we know that that official hate crime data doesn't tell the whole story. Whether it's distrust in law enforcement, fear of retaliation, a concern that nothing will be done, or a lack of language services, people are not necessarily reporting what is happening to them. But that's why California versus Hate was built, as a tool to help fill that gap. It was built because people asked for it. It was built because we needed the collaboration with partners all across the state of California. You heard folks say this is about a movement. This isn't just about an activity. That's why when people report to our California versus Hate, they can remain anonymous. They get connected to services without having to get involved in our legal system, and they can have a place to make their voices heard. When people reach out to California versus Hate, they are in the driver's seat, and they get to decide what happens next. Over 1,200 folks who have reported the California versus Hate in 2024, more than 2/3 of those folks expressed interest in following up in legal services, mental health supports, and other forms of support. So at the end of the day, hate and discrimination are not new, but neither is the work that we are doing to come in solidarity to bring love forward. So if anyone you know has been targeted for hate, you can call the hotline. I'm gonna give y'all some numbers here, so work with me. 833-866-4283. That's 833-8-NO-HATE. And that allows folks to get assistance with trained staff in over 200 languages. You can also report online at any time, californiaversushate.org. The bottom line, California, myself, the governor, our legislative partners, everyone is committed to fighting hate, supporting communities who do this work every single day, because the struggle is real, y'all. And we don't win if we don't work together. Thank you all so much for coming out today. So appreciate you. Now that might be all of us talking, y'all, so we can give a round of applause for all of our speakers, and I'm going to turn it back to Idris. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I know everyone's wondering, where the hell is this mural you're talking about? Well, we're going to walk over in a little bit, but before we do, I wanted to welcome David to say a few closing words.
Thank you very much. Hey, this project started about 4 or 5 months ago, just talking about murals in Oakland. I want to thank Ed Reese. We could not have done it without you and your partnership. So thank you, Oakland Roots and Soul, Oakland Sharks. Thank you very much. California versus Hate, Toishan Association. We could not have done it without all these fabulous partners, Service West. Thank you for all the speakers that came today. Let's go take a look at the mural.